Hello everyone, welcome on back to Survival Challenge. Alright, so, well, first things first, we do have, one field to spray today for weeds. And obviously, I do want to show the soil map for that field. That is working all good now. And then, well, down here, I also had that issue where I couldn't. It was saying the data was out of date, and I kept buying the soil map for 43. Well, part of my problem is that section, I guess really isn't showing here, was a part of this field. So I bought the wrong one. So that part was my fault. All right, so we'll take a look at this. It's mainly loamy sand and sandy loam. A little bit of loam right at the top and this little bit there, but it's not fantastic. Overall, I think the better yielding field will probably be this better one up here, if I had to guess. Just because you got the piece up there that's going to be loam, and then I want to say sandy loam is one of the... I want to say it's the second best one. Don't quote me on that. I might be wrong. It might be the, loamy sand. It might be the other way around. But I know one of those two are the second best. Yeah, we got the canola harvest to do today, so if we get that one done, we'll see if I can get it limed, those two fields. Like I said, that's not a priority thing. The priority is to get the harvest done. But I think we're just about out of canola now. I'll have to check. I think we're out in... Here, obviously we got canola oil, but... yeah, otherwise we don't have any. I'm not used to having to scroll in here. I have so many products. In the past, when I've had that mod, it's always, not having to scroll, really. But we're a little bit past that point. I'm not seeing a steering assist line, so, yeah. We do not have it on. Off we go. We get this done. No, it won't take too long to get it done, but yeah, obviously fairly large canola field to do. Those fields over there, I'm not 100% sure what I'll plant in them right away. I know one of them will likely have sorghum, and that's mainly just because right now we're using the sorghum in the silo, because I took what was the sorghum field and put sugar beets in it. So I maybe like the top one, maybe I'll put sorghum in, and then we'll kind of figure out after that what we want to do up there. Yeah, canola harvest, obviously, every time we've done it takes a while, so be prepared for that. It won't be a short one. I think if all goes well, we'll likely be able to do the lime spreading as well. I want to say the canola harvest is like a 20-minute, 30-minute harvest. I think we'd be able to spread lime, which won't take that long for those two fields. Obviously, that's just what I'm thinking at the current moment. Sometimes things take a little bit longer than expected, so... yeah, I think next month we're looking at sugar beets to be ready. Which will mean, obviously, we'll be buying the harvester, but also the production. And then we'll have to probably get more dairy cows. That's kind of what I was seeing when I was looking at the chocolate milk. I don't think there's... I guess there's chocolate buffalo milk bottled. Oh, that would just use buffalo milk and then chocolate. I could just do chocolate goat milk or something. It doesn't require bottled goat milk, it just requires goat milk. I think we'll be alright. Mozzarella's worth a ton, so I don't want to take, have it become chocolate buffalo milk. So I don't think that would be that good, I wouldn't think. Let's see, buffalo milk. They're all about the same, so... as you look at the amount that you get, yeah... I think goat milk would probably be the best bet out of those two. But we're making a ton of it. We'll make a little bit over base bottled, I would assume. I didn't even look at that, actually. Tell me in here. Appears to be about the same. I will get more out of it, though. Because here we use 20 liters to get 30. Here we would use 20 to get 40. So we would be making a little bit more. Although, obviously, the cost of chocolate itself. Either way, I mean. Although, we'll still have to get dairy cows just for the chocolate itself. I didn't think about that. So yeah, no, regardless, I'll have to get a couple. I don't know how many, but at least some. I've learned that they usually produce a little bit more milk-wise than buffalo milk do. When buffalo, well, the water buffalo do. Which does make sense, because obviously one is worth a lot more. So maybe 20 to 30. Obviously, if we just have too much milk, we can produce something else with it. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe something like that. Might be the best bet. Obviously, I'm not going to do that right this second. It's going to be, well, when we actually have the ingredients being made. I'm sure we'll be getting far too much sugar. I know when in the past I've made sugar, I always end up selling a bunch bulk. This is how it ends up working out. I don't know how full of a pen we have there, but maybe we'll want to consider getting a handful of just dairy cows. And obviously we'll need that for the chocolate. I didn't even think about that, but yeah. I didn't think about what the chocolate would need. Which is obviously, yeah, milk. And dark chocolate is the same way. Yeah, regardless, we'll need it, but we won't need it for the actual bottled, product at least. I'm honestly not sure if financially would make a ton of sense. And just glancing at the price now. But I'm not as concerned about that aspect. Just trying to try to do different things as we can right now. We're financially pretty well off. So it gives us the ability to try different things. Obviously, like I had brought up last time about potentially doing green beans a little bit more often. Maybe we'll do like canned of those. Stuff like that where the production I think is fairly large for that, so I'd have to put it. I don't know where I put it. If it would have fit in the yard, I'd put it in the yard. The sugar can be a little bit farther out, but I mean, I kind of wish the sugar mill was a little bit closer, but I do need it to be not terribly far from the field either, because obviously if you're going to fill it very quick with sugar beets. Although it's the same way with sugar cane. The one time I've done sugar cane in 22, it filled up very, very quickly. So I would imagine it's the same way in 25. I don't see any reason why it would be different, at least. A lot of the crops aren't a ton different from what they were before. Prices are the main thing that have changed. Even then, most of your core crops really haven't. So your soybeans, your wheats, and barley, stuff like that, they haven't changed much price-wise. But like wood chips, gone up a ton. Silage went down, that kind of stuff. But I don't think I'd have room for the production down here. Just with the hill and then the sawmill in there, I gotta back up in there to get to the oil mill. I don't think that would work out that well. But, a production up here would work. We have some area. I don't think we could fit both, but we could at least fit one of them. I haven't looked at the canning production, so at some point I kind of want to look at what this bioplastic factory is. I really need to look at it in a separate save, just out of curiosity's sake. I don't remember why I downloaded it. I have it, so. Here's the sugar mill, 240,000. It's a sugar mill. There's possibly other options, obviously, too. Fairly large. Spawns in the back, yeah. It would fit here. That is also fairly large. This would probably have a better shot of fitting up here, I think. If I pushed it a little bit farther out, I could easily drive around it. Still 330,000. I'd have to do a lot of that to make it work. Oh, so you got the chips. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Just from like premium. Was it the premium edition? One with the Zelonka in there? I think it was that one that had the potato chips and preserved food, soup factory, all that. I think that was the one. I might be mistaken, but I think that's the one. Yeah, I think so, because I think Platinum was the one before it. Oh, I left the trailer up here. I don't know if I'll need it, but I'll still want it. Because Platinum was the one that it came out before I got into doing farming sim stuff, but that had a lot to do with forestry, I want to say. I think that had Silver Run Forest. And had different projects and stuff to do from that. I want to say that's how it went. I wonder, obviously this time they're not calling it the Platinum Edition. Or Platinum Expansion. It's just called, like, what, the Woodlands, no, Fishing something? I'm trying to think what it's actually called. It's Fishing something expansion or something fishing expansion. Yeah, I'm trying to think here now. So now I'm like, I really should know this. I make farming sim videos. I should know what the new, expansion is called for the game I make videos on. Oh, man. I'm gonna have to Google this real quick. Highlands Fishing. That's what I was looking for. Highlands Fishing. That's what the DLC is at least called. I don't know if I know on consoles, I don't know if there is one on PC, but there's like a version of it. Then there you have the Signature Edition that releases in December. That is for the Switch. I haven't looked into the Signature Edition, so I'm not gonna really make any comments on it. I don't know if it's good or not, so I haven't played it either, so I really wouldn't know if it's any good. I would assume, I know in the past, I don't think the Switch versions had mods, so I would assume there's not going to be mods. I'm guessing. So, guessing can lead you to be very wrong a lot, so I might be very wrong right now. There we go. Maybe I'll have to read that too. I haven't looked into it. Figured I don't have a Switch 2, so I have no reason to really look into it or be curious of the features or anything. Well, I see Riverbend Springs is in there, just scrolling through here. I'll just empty this since I'm driving by as well. Based on Farming Sim 25. Makes sense. Before, I think it was based off of, what, Farmington Mobile or whatever? I think. It makes sense they'd do it on the new one. Yeah, 400 machines, 150 brands. More crops, greenhouses, trees, and maps, which I'm assuming are just the maps from 25. So it'll be what, Houghton, Pantai, Riverbend Springs, and Zelonka, I think were the 3 that were at launch. Obviously, they've released a remake of Silverrun Forest, and I think was the Horsch map. I think that one got re-released in there. Yeah, it seems like they're based off of 25, so it might be nice if you want to play a farming sim on the Switch. If you have a Switch too, that is. Well, I think we'll probably just go ahead and start the time lapse for this. We'll see how long it takes. It's obviously a very, very large field, so we'll see. So I'll text everyone once the time lapse is done.
Yes, you're very quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on. Because you are stronger. Yes, you are stronger. Because you are stronger. Yes, you are stronger. Yes, you're very quite tough, always having bad luck. You think you're going crazy, look up, there's a new life waiting. Your head's buried in the sand, you've been dealt the wrong hand. Can't imagine how you feel, only you know that it's real. Don't look back, just carry on, carry on, carry on.
Alright, so we're just about done here with the canola harvest, the last strip. Finally there. It's always a long one, I know. But I'll probably put this, honestly I might just put this right into the oil mill right from the combine. I matter not, you know, skip the line and put it right into the semi. I matter just put it right into the oil mill. Make it a lot simpler. Just, you know, skip a step. Do this. Alright, so I'll have to drop off the header. I'll probably put it by the beehives there again. Next harvest we do would be sugar beets, I believe. Yeah, be sugar beets. I think that's next month, actually, so super soon. So obviously I'll have to get a sugar mill placed, and I'll get the actual harvester bought and headers bought. We'll have to, you know, make sure we get that done next time, and then we can start working on, well, making sugar and then making chocolate, which I might want to actually consider buying some dairy cows then. Let's get this put in here. I think there's maybe a little bit left in here, but not much if there is any currently, so I probably won't fill it up at all from the semi-trailer. I'll probably just put that into the silo. I think this will get it pretty close to being full. Then I'll worry about obviously putting some in here once it's getting a little bit low. But that'll be a couple months from now. Alright, let's buy some cows, I'm thinking. I might sell some of the current ones I have then too. Well, I have to. I'm at 102. I'm full, so I'll have to sell some. Maybe the younger ones? I mean, 42 seems about right. They wouldn't be producing any milk. Obviously, you don't want to sell all of your young ones. That's how you replenish, you know. But in farming, so far as I know, you don't start producing less milk as they age. I don't think that's the thing. So we'll sell the really young ones then, and then we'll buy probably a mixture of the Holsteins and Brown Swiss. So we can do 21 of each. Obviously, I will buy the ones that will produce milk right away. Which, well, quite a few. 26 grand per bundle of them. Yeah, now they're full again on the pen, but now there should be, yep, there's Brown Swiss here. Yeah. Yeah. For a second I thought it was the water buffalo, but no, that's, they clearly look a little bit different. Mainly in the horns. Now it's the, what, the Holsteins? Yeah, the big difference, the horns. They're kind of slightly angled back. These are more straight up. It's the easiest way to see the difference. That I see, at least, or notice. So, and we got 50,000 liters from this, and then we had, what, 14,000 liters from, that was in the combine? Oh, 12. So in total we got, what, 62,000, 63,000 liters. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So I don't think I'm too disappointed with that in any means. Definitely keep the production going for a while. Obviously in the future we'll have to try to get this planted. And potential of, yeah, it needs pH. Oh, this might be high back to me. That's why it's red. No, it's just low. Is there another? I think the only loam is down here in this corner. That's the best place to kind of see. Yeah, it probably needs a top off, so maybe once we do those two fields, we'll have to top this one off as well. Maybe we'll try to do that next time. When we obviously do the sugar beet harvest in there, we can try to get these 3 fields all lined and primed for planting. more than likely this field will be the priority to get planted, not so much those two back there. Maybe one of those, try to get sorghum in, maybe, but probably neither of these will probably be planted next month. I think the sugar beet harvest will take a little while because that does fill up very quick, and if it fills up quick enough, I might honestly, if I put the sugar mill where I think I'm gonna, part of me wants to put it on the grass field, but if I put it over there in that corner, kind of want to put other productions out there too then, but I might just drive the harvester back and forth. If it fills up super quick, it's 45,000 liters. That basically fills up a semi-load like that. So if it fills up immediately, then yeah, you know. But or I could fill up this and that trailer, and then we'll just go back and forth from that. See how much is left. I don't know. We'll see how quick it fills up, I guess. Yeah, honestly, ideally, it would probably be best if I put it closer to the farm. Or even taking from the canola field even. And putting it over here. Because when we do sugar beets, it's going to be in that field probably. It's one of our smaller fields. They'll probably be there. So maybe I want to put the sugar mill over here too. And then just leave those fields alone. That might make more sense. It would likely be taken from the corn, though, I'm thinking. The grass, we don't do that often, so it's nice to have it, get a bunch from it, obviously, and then made into hay, so. Yeah, well, that is about everything for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye.